This week, Alina Habba, a lawyer best known for defending President Donald Trump, resigned as New Jersey's top federal prosecutor after a court ruled her appointment was unlawful. Habba rose to prominence as Trump's personal attorney, representing him in high-profile cases, including his 2023 New York trial. Before joining Trump's team, she led her own law firm near Trump's Bedminster Golf Club, earning a reputation for her combative legal style. Her loyalty to Trump propelled her into the national spotlight and ultimately to her controversial nomination as U.S. Attorney for New Jersey. Critics saw her appointment as a reward for loyalty, while supporters praised her legal acumen. The court's decision forced her resignation, ending a contentious chapter but opening the door to a new role within the Department of Justice. Habba's story highlights the intersection of legal expertise, political allegiance, and the checks and balances that shape America's justice system. Her rapid ascent and sudden fall underscore the high stakes and volatility at the top of federal law enforcement. To grasp the impact of Habba's resignation, it's important to understand the power of a U.S. attorney. As chief federal law enforcement officers, U.S. attorneys decide which cases to prosecute, manage large teams, and set legal priorities for their districts. Their decisions affect everything from drug trafficking to public corruption, working closely with agencies like the FBI and DEA. The position demands integrity and independence, as it's the face of federal justice in the community. Normally, U.S. attorneys are nominated by the President and confirmed by the Senate, a process designed to ensure only qualified, impartial candidates take the role. Senate confirmation is a constitutional safeguard, preventing purely political appointments. Habba, however, served as acting U.S. attorney, a temporary role meant to bridge gaps until a permanent, Senate-confirmed leader is in place. The controversy wasn't about her performance, but whether the administration lawfully kept her in the job without Senate approval. This legal dispute would soon come to a head, testing the limits of executive power. The heart of the Habba controversy was whether she held her office legally. The Federal Vacancies Reform Act, FVRA, limits how long acting officials can serve in roles requiring Senate confirmation, usually 210 days. Critics argued the Trump administration exploited legal loopholes to keep Habba in power well beyond this limit, bypassing Senate scrutiny. Legal challenges claimed this undermined the constitutional balance, letting the president install loyalists without oversight. The Justice Department defended its actions, citing conflicting statutes, but the courts were unconvinced. The stakes were high. Every indictment and plea deal under Habba's authority could be challenged, casting doubt on the office's work. The legal battle created instability, with the legitimacy of New Jersey's top prosecutor in constant question. Ultimately, a panel of federal judges was called to decide if Habba's extended tenure was lawful. Their ruling would have far-reaching consequences for the Justice Department and the separation of powers. The outcome would determine not just Habba's fate, but the integrity of federal appointments nationwide. On December 1, 2025, the Third Circuit Court of Appeals ruled decisively. Alina Habba's appointment as acting U.S. Attorney for New Jersey violated federal law. The court found the administration's legal maneuvers to extend her tenure unpersuasive and in direct conflict with the FVRA's strict time limits. The judges emphasized that Senate confirmation is a cornerstone of checks and balances, and bypassing it undermines the Constitution. The ruling invalidated Habba's authority, creating an immediate crisis for the Justice Department. This decision echoed similar rulings against other Trump-appointed U.S. attorneys, signaling a broader judicial consensus. The administration was left with few options: appeal the decision or comply and remove Habba from her post. The court's message was clear: executive power has limits, and the law must be followed. Habba's removal was not just about one office, but about upholding the integrity of federal appointments. The ruling set a precedent, reinforcing the Senate's vital role in confirming key officials. The fallout would reshape the Justice Department's approach to filling top positions. With the court's ruling, Habba's resignation was inevitable. On December 8, 2025, she stepped down, avoiding further legal chaos for the New Jersey office. Yet, her departure didn't end her influence. She was immediately appointed as a senior advisor to Attorney General Pam Bondi. In this new role, Habba will oversee U.S. attorneys nationwide, wielding significant power from Washington, D.C. Unlike her previous post, this position doesn't require Senate confirmation, allowing the administration to retain her expertise without legal hurdles. The swift transition signaled the administration's determination to keep Habba in its inner circle. Her new responsibilities include coordinating policy and managing national law enforcement initiatives. What began as a legal setback became an opportunity for Habba to shape federal prosecution priorities on a broader scale. The move sidestepped constitutional obstacles while keeping a trusted ally at the heart of the Justice Department. Habba's story is a testament to the resilience and controversy of political appointments in Washington. After resigning, Habba framed her exit as a principled move to protect the office's integrity, not a defeat. On social media, she insisted her compliance was not surrender, signaling ongoing disagreement with the court's decision. Supporters echoed her defiance, calling the ruling a political attack. Attorney General Pam Bondi went further, criticizing the court and vowing to challenge the decision, possibly all the way to the Supreme Court. Bondi praised Habba's record, highlighting crime reductions and her leadership, and left open the possibility of Habba's return if the ruling is overturned. The administration's statements shifted focus from legal technicalities to Habba's effectiveness as a prosecutor. The public narrative became one of resilience and political struggle, rather than simple legal compliance. Habba's case is part of a larger pattern. Multiple Trump-appointed U.S. attorneys have been found to be serving unlawfully due to acting appointments that bypassed Senate confirmation. Courts in Virginia, California, and Nevada issued similar rulings, exposing a systemic issue with the administration's approach to filling key law enforcement roles. President Trump has openly criticized the Senate's blue slip tradition, blaming it for obstructing his nominees and forcing reliance on acting officials. The administration views acting appointments as a workaround to a partisan, gridlocked confirmation process. Critics and the judiciary see it as executive overreach that threatens constitutional checks and balances. Courts have consistently sided with the latter, reinforcing the Senate's role in appointments. The ongoing legal battles reflect a fundamental clash over presidential power and the rule of law. The legal fight over Habba's authority disrupted New Jersey's justice system, delaying prosecutions and creating uncertainty. Defense attorneys questioned the legitimacy of cases handled under her leadership, leading to postponed hearings and plea deals. To avoid further legal risk, the Justice Department required a second signature from Washington on new indictments, slowing the process. With Habba gone, leadership is temporarily split among 3 senior attorneys, risking a lack of unified direction. The biggest challenge may be the wave of appeals from cases prosecuted during her tenure, as defendants challenge the legitimacy of their convictions. The office now faces months, if not years, of legal uncertainty and resource-draining litigation. The fallout from Habba's appointment will shape New Jersey's legal landscape for the foreseeable future. The episode is a cautionary tale about the consequences of bypassing established legal procedures. While Habba's case dominated headlines, the Trump administration also announced a $12 billion aid package for farmers hurt by trade disputes with China. Critics argue the bailout is a taxpayer-funded fix for problems caused by the administration's own tariffs, as China slashed purchases of U.S. crops. Meanwhile, in London, Ukrainian President Zelensky met with European leaders to discuss stalled peace talks with Russia. The U.S. and some allies are pushing for a compromise, but Ukraine resists any deal that doesn't restore full sovereignty. The outcome of these talks could shape the future of the war and European security. These developments highlight the administration's simultaneous navigation of domestic crises and complex international negotiations. The Justice Department's internal battles are just one front in a much broader landscape of political and global challenges.